Class 9th, Unit 4, Water Quality, Chapter 1, Water Quality and Criteria. Now, children, if a glass of water is kept in front of us, so we cannot determine the quality just by looking at the water. Now, sometimes it may happen that the water is completely visible, like um, there are particles which would be completely visible, as well as there are some particles which could not be completely visible. Okay, now sometimes it may happen that metal, salt, harmful chemicals, as well as organic matter, they get dissolved in the water. Okay, and also it might change the quality of water, it might change the taste, color and smell of the water. Now if it is visible to the eyes, we can say that the water is of we can say whether the water is of good quality or whether the water is of bad quality. But if it is not visible, then we cannot determine the quality of water. Now what is exactly the quality of water? Now, first thing, the water quality depends upon the percentage of dissolved physical as well as chemical substances in the water. Now, water quality can be considered as a degraded, uh, um, can be considered to be degraded when the substances are mixed in more than a certain amount of water. Now, water quality does not need to be the same for all the uses. For example, the quality of water used for drinking might be different from the quality of water used for agriculture purpose or as well as for factory purposes. But the quality of water for drinking should be of very high quality. Why? Because we human beings consume that water, and we know man is a very sensitive animal, so he needs a good quality of water for the body. Now same like we human beings, plants and animals also need pure quality of water. Now what happens if polluted water seeps into the soil and that water is used for agriculture? Then when we consume these grains or when we consume these vegetables, okay, which are grown with the help of the polluted water, then those harmful chemicals and harmful substances are being absorbed by the grains and vegetables, and when we human being consume it harms our body. Now the water which is supplied to factories and machineries can be of a low quality, so that is considered. But when we reuse the same water, okay, so reusing of the same water, it reduces the demand for water. Now, quality of water is useful for the proper growth of plants, animals, and human beings. But today, also 29% of the world population does not get pure, safe drinking water. Okay, so consumption of such water leads to various diseases. So, when people use this polluted water, when they consume this polluted water, it can lead to various diseases. So that means water quality can be enhanced by chemical as well as by natural action. Now, how does water get polluted? Now, water gets polluted both by nature also as well as by human beings also. Now, we get water directly from rain. Yes or no? It is a water cycle, that is, we have already studied how it rains through the water cycle. Due to the heat, the seawater evaporates, then it forms clouds of vapors, which in turn return back to the land because of the wind, and then the rain falls. So this rainwater is pure. Okay, but when this water travels from a very high lands to the plain grounds, it comes in contact with the various objects. Okay, so when water keeps accept now water keeps on accepting all the objects which comes in between, whether they are good or whether they are bad. So this can lead to water pollution. Okay, or the water which comes it might not be of a good quality, or it might not be safe for drinking. Now not only that, when it seeps into the ground, it goes to the soil, rocks and loams. They contains various traces of salts, minerals and chemicals. Now in Bangladesh and also in our country, like regions like Konkan, arsenic is also found in a very large quantity in soil. Now, as arsenic is a toxic chemical, so when this water is taken out of the ground and used for drinking without purifying it, it goes into the human body and then the human has to suffer its consequences. Now, like nature, humans are also responsible for increasing water pollution. As we know, pollution um, has also been exacerbated by domestic sewage, then water contaminated by chemical fertilizers and pesticides, and water containing a mixture of chemicals and minerals from factories. Now, we get water from three sources, mainly lakes, rivers, and ground. Of these, the river water flows and it is been oxygenated, and most of the water is always pure. But the stagnant lake water and the groundwater do not have such process. So it is very difficult to remove the pollution from this water. Now in our country, whatever sewage is generated from homes, farms and factories, it is being discharged into the drains without being treated. So what happened? These tunnels flow into the river. Now when they flow into the river, then the river water also gets polluted. Then again, some people they have their bath near some river reservoirs, okay, which also affects the quality of water and it makes the water polluted, which is not suitable for drinking. Now, water resources are also limited, and if there is a pollution, the availability of water is further reduced. Okay, next, water quality, important concept. First is the pH of water. pH means the potential of hydrogen. Okay, there is hydrogen present in the water. So, what is the potential of that hydrogen present in the water? That is called as the pH of water. Now, depending on the amount of acidic or alkaline substances mixed in the water, we have to measure the pH value of the water. Now, pH is a universal indicator for the measurement of whether the water is acidic or whether the water is alkaline. Now, the numbers from 0 to 14 are given in the scale. Okay, they are numbers from 0 to 14 which are indicated with different colors. Okay, for example, 0 to 7 is one bunch of numbers which are indicated with same colors. Then 7 to 14 is another bunch of numbers which are indicated by different color. Okay, now the acidic substances decreases from 0 to 7. Okay, and the alkaline substances is from 7 to 14. Now always remember the number 7 indicates the value is neutral, that means the pH value is neutral. So rainwater, that is running water pH, okay, now rainwater is always neutral, its value is always 7, whereas the running water, the water which is running, its value is always 6.5 to 8.5. Now when the value now groundwater pH value also ranges from 6 to 8.5. The higher the levels of iron, manganese, copper, lead, zinc in the water, that water is more acidic in nature, and such water causes rust on metal, stains on clothes, and also its consumption can harm human health. Conversely, an increase in calcium carbonates also lead to increase in salinity of water. Next, dissolved oxygen. Now, the most important factor in water is quality. In water quality is the dissolved oxygen in water. Now, as we know, fish and other living organisms in water need oxygen to survive. Now, there is always movement of air, okay, in the water. So when there is movement of air, oxygen enters from the surface of the water and exists in a dissolved state. Now oxygen formed during photosynthesis process of aquatic plants or in mud is also soluble in water. So this oxygen is used for fish and other living things to breathe inside the water. Now, the amount of oxygen in flowing and turbulent water of streams or rivers is higher than that of stagnant lake water. So, this dissolution continues until saturation occurs. Now, there is a correlation between the temperature of water and the dissolved oxygen. That means it is lower in hot water and the temperature is higher in cold water. Then next, biological oxygen demand. The bacteria that maintain the quality of water must get the required amount of oxygen dissolved in water. Now, if it is reduced, the bacteria will not be able to survive in this water. Now, the nature is continuously supplying oxygen to the flowing water. When water and oxygen comes in contact, then oxygen get dissolved in water. Okay. Now, let us see. If the amount is 1 to 2 mg per liter, then the water is considered to be very good. Now, if it is 3 to 5, it is considered as satisfactory. And if it goes on increasing, like from 6 to 9, it is considered to be a polluted water. Okay. So, biological oxygen demand of water required for agriculture and industry is also higher. Now let us see the next, chemical oxygen demand. Now the chemical oxygen requirement of water is examined from the point of view of checking the efficiency of the sewage treatment plant. If the chemical oxygen demand of water is high, it is considered to be harmful to all the aquatic organisms. If more organic matter is dissolved in water, then chemical oxygen demand is also higher. So with the help of a mechanism system, it is beneficial to reduce chemical oxygen demand in wastewater and then dump it in the rivers. Now most of the cities do not have such system, so that is why the rivers of our country are found to be very much polluted. Okay. Next, is it must the rainwater should be pure? Now we know rainwater is pure because the water evaporates due to the heat and create clouds and then water droplets. Okay. Now in the past, the distilled water was needed for injections. Now for fulfilling this need of water, they collect the rainwater in rainy days and then consider that the water is pure. But when they do this, they do not take anything into consideration. Now, when it starts to rain, the rain water, that is a water droplet, travels from the cloud to the ground. So it is important that we should also see how clean the air is in the atmosphere, because the rainwater comes in contact with this air which is there in the atmosphere. Soil particles in the air, microscopic chemicals contained in the smoke are polluting these raindrops, and when this drop falls on the ground, there is no guarantee that the water will be pure. Now in Dombivli, we must have heard that there was an industrial estate in Mumbai suburbs, that is in Dombivli, that received green rain. Now when it was studied that it was found that there were some chemical industries in this colony. Okay. And there was chemical released in the form of vapors in the air, so it affected the rain, and the raindrops turn green in color. When there is a first rainfall in Pune, its pH is always 4 to 6. For this reason, when the roof water is used for recharge, it is said that the first rainwater should not seep into the ground. Now next, when considering the quality of water, one must consider the purpose for which the water is used. That is, water used for drinking purposes, or whether the water is used for domestic purposes, or whether it is used for agriculture, industry, etc. Now, according the required quality of water also changes. The amount of physical, chemical and biological elements in water is the quality of water. Now, we know what is the universal solvent. Water has a capacity to absorb as well as it has a capacity to dissolve as many components as possible. Now, according to the standards set by the Indian Standard of Organization for Drinking Water Qualities, water is said to be contaminated if one or more components are found to exceed the ceiling. Now, this contaminated water is detrimental to the proper growth of living organisms like plants, animals and humans. Now, groundwater quality is also affected by the increase in total population, then the changes in lifestyle, then increasing use of groundwater in rural and urban areas. Also, the use of factories as well as their wastewater, and also in agriculture by using pesticides and fertilizers. Now, although the taste, smell, and color and cleanliness of water are all the indicators of water quality, to determine it safely for drinking, it is necessary to carry out the physical, chemical, and biological testing for drinking water. Now, following are the things that are necessary to make water drinkable. The first one, the taste of the water. Okay, it should be of good taste. It should be not salty or oily. Then the water should be crystal clear, colorless, and odorless. Then the water should not have any algae or any oily layer, and it should be transparent. Now, harmful chemicals should not be overdosed or not at all. It should not contain harmful chemicals or harmful bacteria or viruses. The pH of the water should be approximately 6.5 to 8.5, and the water should be stored in a clean, covered, and convenient container. Now, our body definitely needs certain amounts of elements like iron, calcium, magnesium. But if the amount increases, then they can be dangerous to all the living organisms, including human beings. Okay. Now, in addition, metals like arsenic, barium, cadmium, chromium, and lead from man-made substances can also dissolve in water. So, they can be also harmful to human beings. Now, students, you can see there is a chart over here, and you can see the standards. Okay, that is the pH values and the permissible value. Okay, so you can just go through it. They have different water components given to you, the values and their permissible values. And the last one is uh, the effects of harmful substances in water. So you can see over here what are the harmful effects. Now, due to turbidity, there is a room for growth of pathogens in the water. So people will not use muddy water for drinking, as it does not look attractive, as well as it is not clean. Now, if the concentration is less than 7 or more than 8.5, the biochemical activities or processes in the body are not carried out properly. Then, if the water takes time to cook food, soap does not form foam, stains on clothes and utensils, etc., then there is a heaviness of water, or you can say there are heavy quantity of salt present in water. Now, if there is iron and manganese in water, then it can cause gastric ulcer. Next, if there is chloride present in water, then it makes water salty and people cannot use it for drinking. Okay. Then if there is fluoride level in the water, which is less than 1 mg per liter, then if you consume the water, it will be like the spots will appear on the teeth, or even they can cause bone diseases. Now, phosphate helps to grow off algae and other aquatic plants, and the water quality deteriorates. Now, if there is nitrate in the water, then it can cause life-threatening circulatory disease like blue baby. If there is arsenic present in the water, then arsenic is a poisonous. It is poisonous for human beings. It can cause skin damage, muscle weakness. Okay, or even it can cause skin and lung cancer. And the next is bacteria and viruses. If there is bacteria or any viruses present in water, then it can cause typhoid, malaria, jaundice, cholera, dysentery, polio. Okay, all such diseases can take place. And if there are worms and germs in water, then we can see that they might be stomach worms, or even it can cause malaria. Okay, which will affect the human health. So that means, in short, water quality is very, very important. Okay, and this water quality can be determined by using the proper appropriate methods to determine whether the water is good for drinking or whether it is not good for drinking. So with this, I have completed the chapter. For your homework, you have to complete the exercise. Thank you.